An Evening at the Movies is a proud member of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network. Other shows in the network include Mass Debaters, The Sip List, Crushgasm, Love is Black, Men Are the Prize, Crime Rewind, and Literature Reapers. You can find out all about our shows and more at idnmtrpodcastnetwork.com. Happy listening.
Oh, that would be my turn to talk. Hi. Welcome back to An Evening at the Movies. I am your excited to be here host, Casey. I am joined with two more of our esteemed co-host team. Say hello, co-host team.
Hello, co-host team.
Hello, co-host team.
Oh, Jesus God, it's like
Stereo.
a double broken record. It's a
Well, you
double
asked
broken
for
record.
it.
I do. I ask for it every freaking week, and every freaking week it ends up biting me in the ass. So,
Your
welcome,
messy
ladies.
bun is exceptionally tall this evening, Amanda.
My what?
Your messy bun is exceptionally tall.
Oh, I know it is. It's like really big. Well, tall, but yeah.
That's what he said. So, because we've gotten away from doing it lately, let's go around the screen, starting with my left, that direction. And Shanna, introduce yourself and shamelessly plug any and or all of your 17 podcasts.
Hello, I am Shanna, one of the hosts of this particular show, An Evening at the Movies. So excited to be here. I'm also one of the co-hosts of Crime Rewind with Amanda the Panda, as well as Literature Reapers with these lovely individuals as well.
Sweet.
Amanda the Panda, Kung Fu
Amanda
Panda.
is very panda-like.
I'm big and cuddly and mean when I have to.
Like the sweetest thing ever.
I love pandas. I'm so glad my name wow. So glad my name rhymes with it because I love pandas. They're my favorite animal.
You get panda and I get banana.
Sorry.
I know. I'm like, what?
No comment. Amanda, for the rest of us who may not know who you are, in case we have new listeners, who are you and what do you do?
I am Amanda. I host the Sip List, which is a top 5 podcast. I also co-host Crime Rewind with Shanna Banana and Literature Reapers with both of these fools, and this show with both of these fools. Whew.
I'm just a fool.
And I don't feel like we beat this dead horse to death enough, but we all three host a podcast that is the #1 ranked literature review podcast on Good Pods. So, by the time this episode airs, they're like 10 days out from that, and that's still not enough. Number one, we as Harvey would say, you made it to #1. Now the key is you got to stay there. So now
we have nowhere to go but down.
It composes.
It could be a long fall from #1 too. We're not looking to fall though. We're looking to stay right at the top. So definitely stay tuned for. Last week we released our mid-month check-in, and here coming up the first Monday of the month, we will be finishing our discussion on 19 minutes, and we will be.
And
we can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Oh no.
Now you're muted. Okay. You're muted again.
Okay, better?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Thought this was going to be a Mass Debaters bracket scenario.
We're not going to do that shit again. So let's get right into the mix and let's get this shit done and over with before.
But look real quick. Don't look, but look. That's how many book to screen adaptations I have. It's a whole page. So many.
I'm not going to lie. I'm sure all three of us have very similar items on that list.
I'm sure.
Probably.
And I'm sure that there's going to be a few more of us in the network that are going to have similar items as well. And we're going to be fighting a week from Tuesday over that. Well, by the time this episode releases, we'll be fighting on Tuesday over our choices for that because we're going to get a little cutthroat.
Shannon better not forget I have a veto. I might have to use it if she picks before me.
I will stab you with a stapler.
Mhm. You gotta get it to me
Yeah.
first.
I can run faster mad than you can scared.
Probably true.
Uh,
Anyway,
it's fun, and we're not going to. I have a plan in my head, and I will not divulge that plan until we get ready to record that portion of the bracket or the draft. So, haha, tune in live, and all the shenanigans will be unfolding in front of your face.
I think Shannon knows what I'm talking about. So
I'm-
that's nothing that Casey has to worry about.
Oh, I'm not worried because most of the stuff that I think a lot of people thought I was going to go with for this draft, I will not be going with on this draft because I'm not setting myself up to be put in a bad mood when people start stealing my shit. So,
There you go.
but I believe the phrase we are all looking for is Amanda.
Anyway,
Anywho,
We are we are here tonight to discuss a movie that was promised to Amanda a long time ago, and it's been on the schedule like 3 times, and it just keeps getting pushed back for unknown reasons. So, we are here to discuss the classic
yes.
90s movie,
yeah,
Yeah.
1997,
Ro-
baby.
Romy and Michelle's high school reunion,
Woo!
not that hot garbage sequel.
There's a sequel?
I did not know this.
I did
I
not know
believe
this
so.
either.
I believe there is.
No, there's not.
What is it like? The 20th reunion?
No. It's not. Amanda's Googling. Why are we both Googling it while I speak?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
I'm just gonna let you guys Google it out.
Romy and Michelle in the beginning
That's a prequel.
came out in 2005.
Oh,
Oh,
so it's a
so technically,
prequel.
Shanna would be correct. Technically, yes, it is a prequel, not a sequel,
Oh
but
my God,
still
Katherine Heigl's in it.
not the same.
Huh. Okay.
We know what
Oh, it was a
Amanda's gonna be doing with her
made-for-TV
evening.
movie. Yeah. If I can find it.
It is.
Okay, I
It,
gotcha.
it will. Yeah, that's the key. It will be Amanda's from Justin to Kelly, or Cool as Ice, or on on the line. Anyway,
All right.
Anyhow,
uh,
Proceed.
here we go. April 25th, 1997. Romy and Michelle birthed into the world and graced us with their award-winning personalities.
an amazing fashion sense
Yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm.
and post-its.
The Post-its. The movie is directed by David Merkin. It is, I believe, one of the last movies ever released from Touchstone Pictures. It had a $20 million budget and had a box office of $29.2 million. So didn't even make back double digits of a profit.
Of which Amanda was probably responsible for a large chunk of.
Well, it's a cult classic now,
It
so
is.
I hope it's made back its money.
Exactly.
This movie was so unappreciated in its time.
For sure.
Well, I mean, speaking of how much this movie is appreciated, I would like to open the floor up to allowing both of you to guess what you think its Rotten Tomato score is.
Tomato meter or audience meter?
Tomato.
Hmm. I'm going to go with like 61% for the tomato meter.
I'm going to go 54.
Did you lose it? We can't hear you.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you.
You ass.
I'm sorry.
Take two.
Uh-huh. Take that. Yeah. Double finger.
Haven't been double fingered since college.
I can leave.
All right. No. This is your movie. You wanted this movie. You are stuck being here until we are done. Shannon, would you like to take a guess as to what you think the Rotten Tomato meter is?
I did. It was 54.
And you would both be wrong. 75%.
Whoa, I'll take it.
Wow. Okay, I'm impressed. I was going to say the
Yep.
audience score's got to be at least like 80. Like 75 to 85, maybe close. I mean, this
Yeah.
movie's amazing.
Well, I mean, it is deemed in a lot of sites as being a cult classic.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a guilty
So,
pleasure.
Oh, I feel no guilt. Fucking
Well, I
love
don't
this
either.
you
movie.
wouldn't. So, before we turn the microphone over to the queen of the 90-second beat the clock challenge, if you want to watch Romy and Michelle, it is not available to stream for free anywhere on the dark web. You will have
No.
to pay $3.99 to Apple, Amazon, Google, YouTube, Vudu, or any of the other rental sites that are out there. So
They are
we will
determined to get that
get
9 million up.
exactly, and we will get to this discussion later when we get to our reviews as to whether or not we feel like this movie is worthy of spending $3.99 to watch. I have a feeling I know what all three of us are going to say, but with all that said, Amanda, do you feel like you can affectionately beat the clock on your plot description?
Yeah. But also, I just want to say this movie is worth every penny because I put it in the same category as The Godfather in that it has the quote. It has a quote or an answer for almost everything.
Yeah.
So, I'm not
And
saying
it's
it's as good
so
as The
much
Godfather,
fun.
but yeah. Okay. Romy and Michelle's high school reunion follows longtime best friends Romy White and Michelle Weinberger as they navigate adulthood and prepare for their 10-year high school reunion. Feeling unaccomplished, the duo decides to reinvent themselves, hilariously concocting a fake success story. As they attend the reunion, the friends must face their insecurities and their bulliers while discovering the value of their authentic selves. I should have said bullies. Why did I say bulliers? That was stupid. Bullies.
Hashtag we
Why?
love Sandy.
On the same lines as that, why do you say Literature Reapers 18 times during the Literature Reapers network plug?
Because I was just so excited.
Because we're literature reapers.
We are. We are the Literature Reapers.
Not the
Nobody
Reapers.
can. Oh, Jesus, fuck. Here we go again.
Not literature.
Did you watch any of those
I,
TikToks I sent you, Casey?
I watched every damn one of them,
Okay,
and I
they
feel
were
like I lost
funny, weren't
my
they?
IQ points
Be
while
quiet.
doing it.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, I chuckled, yes, but I still feel like I lost IQ points. So,
That girl
okay.
is spot on, though.
With the
Yeah.
construction paper fingernails.
Not the post-it nails.
Yeah, her fingernails. Yeah, I was going to say, those look like exact fucking post-it note fingernails.
It's because Chloe always has really long nails and she talks with her hands and she's always like messing with her hair and talking with her hands. So that's
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have not watched an episode of any of the Kardashian shows since probably 2 divorces ago for Kim.
it's because you're not organic.
Well, I actually was gonna make another comment, but now I don't feel like I should make that comment after you referencing me not being organic. So, moving on to our discussion.
Anyway,
So, I feel like let's just go ahead and get the rabbit out of the way. Out. This is one of the most amazing
what's a rabbit?
soundtracks I've ever heard. This is one of the most amazing soundtracks I have ever heard in my freaking entire life.
Yep.
As far as contemporary and the fact that it brought back some of the most classic and iconic 80s music of the decade.
Mm-hmm.
And dance
Um,
montages, we cannot ignore those.
Oh yeah.
no, musically it is a phenomenal movie.
And
I'm
the
going to
songs were
be an
perfectly placed.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
oh, very much so. Most of
Like they
these
very much
songs,
fit the scene.
yeah, most of these songs, if you actually, even if it's only listening to a line out of the chorus or a verse or whatever, it fits in some way, shape, or form. It scissors into.
Not the scissor.
Not the scissoring.
Oh Jesus Christ!
One
Oh,
brain, four boobs.
5 nipples, but who's counting?
wow.
I'm just kidding. Sorry, it's been a long day.
1, 2.
I was
Which
talking
one?
about me and Shanna.
Oh,
One of
I was
us has
like,
an extra nipple. We
It's
won't
a
discuss
nubbin.
who. Not a third nipple.
oh Jesus.
It's a nubbin.
Uh,
Sorry,
back
Casey. Continue.
back to my question. Um, but no, the pieces, at least
You
pieces
were
of the
doing
song.
this.
Yes, scissoring. The pieces of at least pieces of the song always fit into what's going on in the scene, and that is one of my favorite parts about it. Is because you can just take and throw a damn 80s song into everything, and it's going to hit people in their feels because
Yeah.
people love 80s music. But to actually do it and fit it perfectly into a scene like they do throughout the entire movie, um, is phenomenal. The question I was going to go to though is if you have to pick one song that you feel defines this movie perfectly, which one would it be? No copycats. It has to be something different than what
The whole
somebody else
movie?
did. Yes,
Hmm.
one song and no copying.
I mean, I think I would say, well, I want to say something after Shanna says hers because I have a follow up to mine, but I don't want to. I don't want to say it in case it's her song. I think "Heaven Is a Place on Earth." I think when the part of the movie where that song comes on is like it's the conclusion of the movie. It's like Romy and Michelle have finally done it, and they're so happy, and they're just off doing their own thing and being their authentic selves. And I just feel like that song fits so perfectly, and I always get yes, exactly. No, there's no
You
scissoring.
said
It's
doing
same
it.
in the middle. Doing it and doing it and doing
Doing
it.
it well. I have to go with the obvious choice here of Time After Time.
Oh, yes.
The dance montage with Sandy at the end.
Yes.
Love it. And I think part of the joy, and I don't know if it's this way for you too, Amanda. Thank you, Larry. Did you hear him shaking?
Yeah.
I think part of what made this movie so great for me was that it came out around the time that I would have graduated high school. So it was like giving me a picture of what it was going to be like in 10 years and like that I could be myself and fuck it, who cares? If
Yeah.
Romy and Michelle could do it, so could I.
This movie came out a month before I graduated high school. So, um, sorry. The thing I was gonna say, Like if I had to pick a song that defined a scene or like my favorite scene with a song, it's when they play Venus when they're walking back into the reunion in their real clothes. Like that, the way they're walking with that just purposeful, sexy ass walk, and they're playing, she's got it. Yeah, baby, she's got it. It's so perfect. What do you think, Casey?
And we can't hear you.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. So the one I was gonna go with is Footloose, only for the
Mhm.
pure fact that when I think of that, I think about just living carefree, you know, all out, balls to the wall, not giving a fuck what other people may think, and
Yeah.
just, being free. And that's exactly what Romy and Michelle are for 95% of this movie, with the only exception being that 5% of the movie where, well, it's a little bit more than 5%, but you have the whole thought process of, we're going to this reunion, we're dressing up in, you know, business attire, we're going to come up with this lie, and we're basically trying to um, impress these people that really honestly never gave two fucks about us.
Yeah.
So, and to me, at the end of the day, that's really what this movie is about. Is It's pure entertainment, but at the end of the day, it's sending out the message that don't give two thoughts to what people may think about you.
You're very staticky.
Uh, yeah,
That's
I guess I'm
that's
gonna
fair.
have to.
There you
That's
go.
better.
I'm literally trying to not move because I don't want my shit to disconnect on me again.
Not the disconnected shit.
um,
Not
but
moving.
it's sending out the message that, don't give two shits about what people think. Just be you, be yourself, and at the end of the day, that has to be enough.
Yeah.
Ultimately, at
When
the end of the day, that's, spoiler alert, but that's enough for Romy and Michelle by the end of the movie.
Well, I love that Michelle even says, like, I get where Romy's coming from, but I'm glad that Michelle was like the one with the sense, which she's like, I, even though whatever, I thought high school was a blast, and until you told me it wasn't, I thought our life since then has been a blast. Like she was like,
Yeah,
until you told me we weren't good enough, I thought we were amazing.
Yeah.
So
exactly. And that's all that matters at the end of the day, because, okay, this kind of sort of bleeds into my next question. Um, because I did not personally go to my 10-year reunion, I went to my 20-year reunion, but I also know, horror story to come, that I had it in the back of my mind that for a lot of these people that I haven't seen in 20 years, I didn't lie about what I do, but I wanted to look my best. I wanted
mhm.
to present myself in a very, oh my God, where have you been? Blah, 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 whatever type of fashion. So hopefully I could be semi impressive to these people. But at the end of the day, I mean, I freaking got just for men hair dye to get rid of the grays in my beard and the grays in my hair. And there are pictures out there around Facebook, and I may or may not be willing to share them. So we'll see. But um, if everybody went to one or both, whatever reunions, high school reunions for them, what was the experience like for you? Was it more of a crowd kind of experience, or was it more of a Romy and Michelle type experience? Trying to be impressive in that fashion.
I went to my 10-year, and I it still felt very much like high school, but I looked 10 times better. So I definitely wore a dress that showcased my boobs and my tan, and You know,
I thought you were
I
going to
guess
say your taint. I was like, what?
not the taint.
Oh.
Not
No.
your taint.
So yeah, I definitely dressed my best. Like ours was like a whole weekend kind of deal. But I still hung out with the same people. It still felt very cliquey. My 20 year I didn't go to, but everybody said that one was a lot more like laid back. Like everybody was talking to everybody. Nobody was trying to impress anyone. Everyone was just being themselves. So I think personally at the 10-year mark, people are still trying to figure their shit out. And I mean, you're in your late 20s, so I think you're still trying to be impressive if you didn't think you were impressive enough or whatever. I'll send a picture of me at my 10-year. I looked super hot. If
For
I do say so.
me, I did not graduate. I got a GED instead. And I did not feel like I had a place at my reunion at 10 years because I didn't
Aw.
graduate. So I didn't go. And then when the 20-year hit, everybody was like, they sent me the invitation, or, it was like a Facebook thing. They didn't do
Mhm.
anything formal. It was, just everybody gathering at a local bar.
Right. That's what mine was too.
And they sent me an invitation on Facebook, and I politely, I was like, don't know if you remember this or not, but I didn't graduate with you guys. And they sent back and they're like, you're still our class, so get your ass there.
Aw.
And it
Yeah.
was the most fun. Everybody just bought everybody drinks. We
Yeah.
all ended up at this local dive watering hole in the town that we grew up. I went to a small school, and it was a lot of fun. And it was honestly like, if you were to go look at Facebook now, all the people that I thought were the top tier in high school, they are completely different now.
Yeah, they're just like us.
Yeah. And, like one of the most humbling experiences I ever had was one of the people that bullied me so bad in high school, like just ripped me apart. And I was driving and I saw him panhandling.
Oh,
I was like,
that's sad.
okay, yeah. And I'm not going to lie, I felt a little bit better about myself for like a split second, because they were like, I'm like, okay, look how the mighty have fallen. I mean, when I say bully, I mean like awful, like made life hell. It's one of the reasons I left school.
Wow.
So, I mean, was it nice and gracious of
But
me?
it's-
No, but I gave him $20
Well, that was nice.
just because I wanted
You
him to
got your
know it was
Billy.
me.
Yeah.
You got your Billy Christensen moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's another good thing about this movie. Not that, but the part where it's like everybody made somebody's life hell, whether
Yeah.
they meant to or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that's 100% true, but I do believe that everybody is the villain in someone else's story.
Yep.
Whether you meant to be, whether you want to be or not. And like I was looking at myself last night going, did I make anybody's life hell? And it's like, I don't think so, but I do know there was a guy that had a crush on me that I didn't find out until graduation that had never told
Chris
me.
Cole.
No. Ew. And he never told me because he thought I was too intimidating. And I was like, I don't think I was. And then I remember that there was a girl that I had known for a long time, and we were kind of catty to her, like, or catty about her behind her back. And that's not who I am, but she, like, I have tried to reach out to her and she will not talk to me. So I must have been worse than I thought. And I don't think I was a mean girl, but everybody, even if you don't think you are, it's like, you think
No.
you're at the bottom of the food chain and you never hurt anybody? No, you still hurt somebody because
Yeah.
that's just life.
Well, I think it's part of being in your comfort zone is you see yourself in a light that, okay, well, this is, familiar for me. This is how I see the world. And you kind of sort of, you're going through school with blinders on.
Stop it.
And
And
mob
then,
mentality is a thing.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
I never
And
had that
um,
experience where somebody comes up to me right at the end of high school and they're like, I had a crush on you and I was just too scared to tell you. So if anybody from high school is listening to this and you had a crush on me, let me know. I'm
He
curious.
wrote it in my yearbook. He didn't tell me.
I didn't even get that.
But it's like, if I had known, there was another guy that did that too that was like a year younger. He was a junior when I was a senior. And I was like, I had a boyfriend, but I might have reconsidered had I known that this person liked me. Like, why didn't you say something? But
Or at least a sloppy, disinterested hand job.
This is like Romy. How did you get this car? I had to give hand jobs to everyone in the service department. Okay, while you were doing
okay.
that, like, do you really think I'd do that for a car? Anyway, sorry, Casey.
Why not?
Hands washed.
Moan.
But no, I mean, even growing up, I didn't even necessarily think that I could have been the villain in somebody's story. But in my 20s and 30s, obviously sitting back and thinking about it, there is probably times that I could have been
Yeah.
the villain in somebody's story. And I mean, it's not necessarily the greatest feeling in the world, but
Yeah.
I mean, it coincides with the fact, like you said, though, that at some point, in some way, shape, or form, we're all the villains in somebody's story. Nobody's gonna have
Yeah.
rainbows and sunshines and unicorn farts
I believe that
for a life.
wholeheartedly.
And I think too, like when you guys are saying a villain in someone's story, we're not talking about like their entire high school story. I'm
Right.
hoping we're
No.
talking about one little snippet, like, Amanda stole my apple off my lunch tray and I was hungry that day. So Amanda's a whore, so
Yeah.
Well, we all knew that a long time ago, but
There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house.
not a
Well, I
whore.
mean, I know. I mean, a
Boats
little
and
bit more
hoes.
serious than that, but like, like you broke someone's heart, or you did something that hurt somebody, like in a way that affected them, not their entire life per se, but like,
Mhm.
I just we've all done things
Oh,
intentionally
for
or not
sure.
that have hurt somebody, and so I think I always try to tell people that, when especially people who think they're perfect, because it's like, if you can recognize that about yourself, then you can be better. But also sometimes you have to accept it. Like, there's my high school boyfriend. I broke his fucking heart, and I broke his heart so bad that we were never able to reconcile. And I don't like feel bad about it now. Like, I wish we were still together, but I do still feel bad about how I hurt him. And I have to live with that,
Mhm.
and it's just, you have to make your peace with it. Anyway, woo, deep thoughts
Live
with the
That was
chapter.
Reapers.
that was definitely a lot deeper than I thought we were gonna get, but it was needed. Um, so I feel like we cannot discuss this movie properly without addressing one particular question.
I have the question, Casey. Do trapper keepers and binders really conceal boners?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
no.
I'm so glad you didn't bring your giant notebook with you. When they kiss, she's like, I'm so glad you don't have your giant notebook.
Well, I mean, not to be overly grotesque. I mean, but if you have a big ass freaking boner sticking out of your freaking pants, putting a trapper keeper in front of it, all that's going to do is draw attention to the fact that your trapper keeper is way out in front of you, and there's this big freaking gap in space in between
Aren't
the
you an
back of the trapper.
optimist?
Just put a cup on it
Oh.
like Jay does in Jay and Silent Bob.
All right. So the real question we're going to address: who's the Mary and who's the Rhoda?
Michelle's the Mary.
Romy's the Mary.
Oh.
Ooh,
You're
tick
the
fight.
Rhoda. You're the Jewish one.
I am the Jewish one.
So she's like, it's common knowledge. Everybody thinks so.
I mean, the other part of this question was going to be which one of the two fits either one of you two, whichever. And
Well, who do you think's the Mary?
Yeah, let's hear your opinion, Casey.
Between us? Okay.
yes,
I meant Romy and okay, I mean between Romy and Michelle, who do you think's the Mary?
I would say probably Romy with Michelle being the Rhoda. Um,
I
at
mean,
least for
looks wise.
oh, well, that flip a coin then, because both Mira Sorvino and Lisa Kudrow are both incredibly fucking hot.
Yes.
As well
Even
as
for
your
the,
Reapers co-hosts. We're both incredibly hot.
Yes. So I don't
yes,
know. Who's
but
the
still,
Romy and who's the Michelle?
like, Michelle is beneath me and Rhoda is next to me.
I
Is it
think
because
that
I'm
tracks.
fat?
She's not fat.
She was before she got mono.
It's like, do you really think that one chip makes a difference? It wasn't even a whole chip. Like, even though I wore a
Oh,
back
like
brace and you were kind of fat, I thought we were still really cool.
I had a friend growing up that had to wear that brace because she had scoliosis too.
not fun.
Nobody stuck magnets to her though that I know of.
That was so mean.
I would have taken them home and like rearranged them on my fridge.
Fucking Christy. See, I would have drawn the line at her eating my cheeseburger. Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe she ate your burger. I'd be like, bitch, give me my food back or I will stuff these magnets up your ass.
Christy's teeth
Yes.
annoyed me. They were like almost translucent. They were almost blue.
So I'm going to steal a line from Lisa's other famous work of art that she is. Casey doesn't share food. Wasn't her line, but it was a Joey line.
Casey. Speaking of that, did you know that there is a Romy and Michelle Easter egg in Friends dropped by Lisa Kudrow? Let me say the line from Romy and Michelle, and then I'll let you think about it. We're businesswomen. We're in town on business. When they're in Vegas and she sits down at the blackjack table next to Joey, when he's trying to get the guy to be his hand twin, she's like, I'm Virginia Phalange. I'm a businesswoman in town on business. Where did I leave my file of facts? It's like, do you guys have some sort of businesswoman special? Yep.
Right.
And I don't know if that was planned or ad libbed or what, but every time I see that episode of Friends, I'm like, it's from Romy and Michelle.
Well, I think that season was literally like the season after Romy and Michelle came out.
It was in '99, so yeah, close.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, close enough. I was trying to.
Love
Yeah,
Easter eggs.
it is what it is.
I like Easter eggs, like real Easter eggs.
Not the bunny.
Not festively dyed eggs.
Wow. So, is there anything about this movie that either of the two of you could not get behind as a whole?
No.
Okay, discussion over. Tune in next week for Midsummer.
I love everything about this movie. Yeah.
I mean, okay, so obviously Amanda got to know. Shanna gives I love everything about this movie. So let's just start picking it apart piece by piece as to what we all love about this movie, then, because it's a great fucking movie.
Everything. Oh my God, the quotes. It's so quotable. I am America and you are Columbus. Discover me, Ramon. Discover me. Is that an earthquake? No,
It's
Ramon.
Ramon.
Oh my God.
Well, even the amount of times that she has to say his name during that scene where
Ramon.
Ramon, oh Ramon, it's like, oh, are you?
And it's over. You wanted it to be realistic.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not untrue. And any of you guys that think otherwise, you are fucking lying to yourselves.
Okay.
We are not the ones who got fat. We're pregnant, you halfwit.
I
I hope your babies look like monkeys.
can't make that argument because I wasn't pregnant. I just got fat.
Well, it happens. My priorities have changed now that I'm a mommy. I want to punch her in her fucking face.
Right.
And Billy's like, second kid, don't even know if he's mine.
He's got like drool and puke on his face.
And his giant ass stomach hanging out past his unbuttoned shirt because he can't button it. Yep.
Bet Chrissy's real proud.
The struggle is fucking real. Being a fat person is not easy.
Hey, I know, but Billy didn't know, or Billy didn't want to recognize he was fat because he couldn't button his fucking shirt. He wasn't even that fat. Like,
no, but considering where he was 10 years earlier,
yeah,
he was morbidly obese.
If anyone needs to make a call, I've got a phone.
And I love their Romy and Michelle diet too. Like when they're first deciding that they want to get fit, and then they're on the treadmill in their stiletto, or not even their stilettos, but their chunky heels.
Yes. Did you deduct 16 pounds for your shoes? I like when they're doing the spin class. You're just like if there's a guy in a rowboat.
What does this remind you of?
Yes. It's like if there's a guy in a rowboat going X miles and some other guy going however many miles, how long does it take to get to town? And it's like, who cares? Who wants to go to town with a guy in a rowboat?
Exactly.
Oh God, this movie, the whole thing is just so quotable and beautiful.
Which is funny because that's what some people refer to as intimacy, is going to town. And who wants to go to town with somebody in a rowboat?
I hear a lot. Like I use the line when people are like, "It's not about it's not about the size of the boat; it's the motion in the ocean." And I'm always like, "Yeah, but it takes a fucking long time to get to China in a rowboat."
I've heard that one numerous times, and
yeah.
I mean, I could get the whole gist of it because, yeah, if you're in a little freaking dinghy, yeah, it's going to take freaking 8 months to get to freaking China. If you've got freaking the Titanic, yeah, you could probably get there in a day or two.
All I've had to eat for the past 6 days are jelly beans, gummy bears, and candy corns. God, I wish
gross, and yum. Not necessarily in that order.
Mm.
I mean, candy corn is like.
I like the chocolatey candy corns, like the Indian corn.
I like the freeze-dried ones. Like
the hell is a freeze-dried candy corn?
Where they put it through the food dehydrator and they make it real crunchy.
I've never heard or seen of this.
My friend does it. I'll have to get
the candy corns.
Not freeze-dried.
Casey's
like, I'm never recording with you two
Sorry,
again.
Casey, we can't stop.
We're gonna have to Casey's gonna have to come up with some kind of custody agreement where we can't both be in the same recording.
So I'm assigning the listeners a homework assignment for the week. Please come up with. Yes, probably more.
He's
than
the
likely
only one that does homework.
True. But please come up with something different that we can use to plop into both of these ladies' brains so that we can get off of the Kim Kardashian spoof.
Not the spoof.
You set that one up.
I did set that one up, and at the same time, I will repeat the fact you can't take these two anywhere.
Nope.
At the same time.
We would totally be Romy and Michelle.
Oh, yeah. Only dirtier. Raunchier. Like,
with better
Shanna
snacks.
Wouldn't ask for Billy to dance with her. She'd just go start grinding on him.
Probably.
I don't see nothing wrong
with a little hump and grind.
Oh, Lord. All right.
Sorry, I also have to say real quick, I love when they're watching Pretty Woman. And like, no matter how many times we watch this, I don't ever get tired of making fun of it. And then Michelle's like crying. She's like, I'm just so happy when they finally let her shop.
I love it.
Pretty Woman is a classic.
Yes.
So, all right, not to rain on anybody's parade, but I know somebody else still has a buttload of crap to do.
Yeah.
Before she can go to Tucson for the week.
Not Tucson.
Not Tucson.
Oh, Casey got in on it.
We've roped him in. But you got to do the voice.
I'm not
Not
doing the fucking.
Tucson.
What you got is what you get.
Okay, we'll take it.
We'll take it. Yeah.
So, all right.
It's going to be my new ringtone for when Casey messages me. Not Tucson.
Fuck me. Ironically, where is the hometown for Romy and Michelle as well?
I know, Tucson.
We planned this out perfectly.
That we
Not.
did. I'll let you know if I
No, we
get to
didn't.
see anybody cool.
Go hang out at Sagebrush High.
Oh, also, he didn't you hear about Sandy Frank? He invented some special kind of rubber, like for condoms.
And then they kind of sort of just, yeah, okay,
And we
whatever.
cannot ignore the magic that is Janine Garofalo in this movie.
Oh my god, yes.
I would
love
venture to
her.
say that she stole the fucking movie away from
Because
both.
Michelle made her life hell.
Yeah,
Well, her character was actually written as a guy, and then somehow they changed it to cast Janine Garofalo.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
yeah, because it fit way too perfectly for
Oh,
her
she just keeps
style.
yelling, fuck off.
Fuck off. Yeah. Oh my
Otherwise,
god.
otherwise known as what Amanda likes to DM people when they send screenshots of their weather apps in the group chats.
I don't want to hear that it's 70 or 60 something when at your place when it's 108 here in the shade.
Again, you can come and visit Washington anytime you fucking want.
I want to.
We don't have freaking 108-degree freaking day. If we have 108-degree weather here, then it's the end of the world as we know it, and I don't feel fine because I don't like the heat.
See, this is where living in Iowa sucks, is because we have those days that are 106, 107 in the summer, but then we have days in the winter where it's colder here than it is in Antarctica.
Yeah.
No grassy ass.
So this summer or this winter, you guys will be getting my weather apps when it's like, don't go outside because you'll die.
Okay.
I'm like, duly noted.
I love when Heather's
Exactly.
like, I never had, they're like, oh, you made somebody's life miserable. She's like, I never had the pleasure. She's like, I bet that's not true. You were very unpleasant.
I like when Michelle
But she did.
finally plucks her eyebrow at the end
Yes.
when she's shopping. She's like, got it. That's been driving me crazy.
I look like an asshole.
Which is weird because I actually have like one freaking hair in my left eyebrow that literally will go out and like curly Q. I have to literally sit there and find
George
it
does too.
and just
I do
pluck that
too.
shit out. It's not.
His doesn't go curly; it sticks straight out. But yeah,
It's literally one freaking hair. It's annoying as shit. Like every time I go in to get a haircut, the lady that cuts my hair literally will take her damn tweezers and grab the damn thing and just go plink.
yeah,
I was like, okay, I guess it got
yeah.
long again.
I have a pube that does that.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. Pictures
All
incoming
right.
later.
You're gonna go to Facebook jail. You're gonna go to Facebook jail.
Only if you report me. Only if you report me.
True.
All right, Casey.
All right.
do
So
it.
as a whole, we'll let Amanda go first. Your overall thoughts and rating for the movie, and add into the fact whether or not you would spend $3.99 to rent this movie online.
I absolutely would spend $3.99 to rent this movie because I think like our kids, like people our kids' age probably wouldn't appreciate it as much, but for people who grew up in the 80s or even people that were in the 90s, like you get to see what happened 10 years ago. I just think I don't know, first of all, reunion movies are so much fun. Any kind of like high school reunion movie, I'm pretty much all about. I love Gross Point Blank. What's that movie with The Rock and Kevin Hart? I like that one too. It's not really about a reunion, but a reunion takes place and it's really cool because The Rock was
Yeah,
like this
I know which one you're
chubby,
talking
fat,
about.
ugly kid, and now he's like, The Rock. It's just so fun and nostalgic. I think, Romy and Michelle are okay. Actually, I did think of one thing. I do want to know how, on a cashier and unemployed person's budget, they could afford a beachfront apartment in Los Angeles. That is the only super duper unrealistic part of this movie. Because they had a beachfront apartment when she pulls up in the car. Like, no way
Yeah.
could they afford that. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Even back in 1996,
yeah,
1997, when the movie was made, that may have been a few $100s, but you also have to factor in cost of living and all that back then
yeah.
as well. So I'm not doing all the math now, but
Not enough to make
on
me mad, but
one income, there's no way in hell you could afford a
yeah,
Venice Beach, Huntington Beach, wherever apartment beachfront. I don't think
yeah,
so.
yeah. So, but it's not enough to make me hate the movie. I think it's super fun, super quotable, super nostalgic. The soundtrack's great, and I love it. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 chunky high heeled shoes.
That's a lot.
That is
Yeah,
a lot.
Shanna,
somebody's missing a foot.
I am going to go with. I absolutely love this movie too. It is comedy gold from start to finish. You go into it, you're like, this is gonna be stupid. And
Mm-hmm.
then like 5 minutes in, you're like, okay, it's moderately less stupid. And by the end, you're like, this is life changing. Like, I want to watch it again. As soon as it's done, you want to watch it again because you had
Yes,
such a great time. So I'm gonna go 4.95 gummy bears and trapper keepers.
nice.
I watched it freaking twice today. I'm not gonna lie,
Really nice.
back back to back. Um,
It's so good. It's not winning Oscars or anything, but it's still just
no,
it brings
there's
me so much joy.
absolutely zero award quality aura about this movie,
Yeah.
but it is
Yeah.
purely fun, funny, hilarious entertainment. It's one of those movies you can definitely put on and think it's going to be background music or
Mhm.
background noise, but then it totally distracts you. You end up sitting there for an hour and a half and just vegged out watching the whole freaking movie. And then, like I said, when it's done, you back it up and you do it again. Why? Because it's funny. The music is great. You laugh. You almost at times feel sad for the fact that these two have to try and pull off this ruse that you would think they shouldn't have to try and pull off
Yeah.
because they haven't realized the life lesson from the movie yet. But it's a great movie, and 5 out of 5. I'm just gonna rip the fucking band-aid off. 5 out of 5 post-it notes.
Yes. I should have said 5 out of 5 quick burning cigarettes.
I got to thinking too, this would
Post-it notes amazing.
they Amanda said, it's not winning any Oscars. That brings me to an idea that I want to present to you guys.
Ooh.
What if we created our own An Evening at the Movies award show for movies that come out that year, where we pick categories and we each nominate our pick and then let our listeners pick on it.
Can we dress up fancy and like
Yes.
have people interview us like we're celebrities on the red
Yes.
carpet? Oh God, Casey hates us.
Oh dear lord.
Shannon, that's
Um,
an amazing
I'm.
idea.
It is an
'Cause
amazing
there's so
idea. I
many
love
movies
that
that don't
idea.
get credit that should. And I get that we're just, podcasters and whatever, but I would love to be able to be like,
And have people vote. Yeah.
yeah, and this movie won Best Actress on the An Evening at the Movies Oscars.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
I'm not gonna lie.
Song of the year.
That will be my number one nominee for
Best
song
song.
of the year.
Casey, you have to at least listen to. Well, you have to watch the scene too. I'm just Ken. No, I'm just Ken is better than Peaches. I'm sorry, but it is. All right, Shanna, that is the best idea ever. I vote yes.
I vote maybe. Just kidding.
But we have to rename it. We can't call it Oscars. We got to call
Right.
it some other kind of. Let's brainstorm some funny names for it.
Yes.
Well, see, generally you could kind of sort of go with something along the line, but
The Etmas.
the name of the
An
yeah,
evening at the movie awards.
Etma.
The Etmas. Welcome to the Etmas.
But then but it's an acronym, so then we have to make it. Oh wait, never mind. It does stand for something.
Oh my god.
On that note,
I'm tired.
we
I
would
just
like
laughed so hard I farted.
I meant we had to make up a different thing for it.
seriously, people. SOS, come help me, save me.
Oh god, I got tears.
All right. So thank you guys for being here each and every week. As always, we love you guys. Thank you for helping An Evening at the Movies climb the Good Pods rankings as well. Shanna, do you have anything coming up on any of your shows that you would like to address to the listeners?
Just the usual. We have our Tuesday episodes of Crime Rewind that drop every Tuesday, where Amanda and I tell you about an old and cold and often untold story that has riveted me, and I put it on her shoulders so it can bother her too. And then we just released our mid-month check-in for Literature Reapers.
Hashtag #1 ranked on Good Pods.
We're gonna beat the horse till it's decayed.
Not the beaten horse.
Not decayed. Casey's gonna kill us. If either of us go missing,
Yes. If either of them turn up missing, you can definitely come knocking on my door.
He can't carry either one of us. I'm not scared.
yeah. If I ever get abducted, they're gonna be like, "What? No way."
The shitty part is actually now that if something like that ever happened, somebody would come knocking on my door and be like, "Fuck, I shouldn't have said that."
Yep.
4
And
years ago,
if something happens to one of us, you better take out both of us, because the vengeance the other will bring is
true story.
Unimaginable.
I'm gonna be like Jennifer Garner and Peppermint. Watch your ass.
I'll be like John Wick.
Yeah.
Fuck with my dog, I'll chop your head off.
Yeah.
And with that said, Amanda, what's coming up on the SIP list that everybody needs to be made aware of?
We've got top 5 TV themes, top 5 movie quotes, top 5 voice actors coming up. So stay tuned for that.
Do you guys think dinosaurs have taints?
I think everything that has an asshole and a genital has a taint. Otherwise, why wouldn't there be a... I mean,
It
I don't know.
probably is bigger than other animals' taints, but oh Jesus God!
I'm gonna say yes. All right. Anyway,
Coming up on an
I'm sitting here playing with my Littlefoot stuffy, and I was like, I wonder if Littlefoot had a taint.
God, I thought you were gonna say you were playing with your taint.
On that note,
I was like, please stop it.
I literally cannot take these two anywhere. Coming up on An Evening at the Movies next week, please join us for the return of Havandre himself, as we will be discussing the international horror sensation that is Midsummer.
Not the whore.
Not Midsummer. Amanda and I will be equally altered.
Oh yeah, for Midsummer, yeah, I'm gonna have to be altered to watch it again.
We will be altered and doing a buddy watch for that. So
I'm not even altered right now, and I'm like laughing my ass off. So I probably shouldn't be. Texas Chainsaw 2 all over again.
Fuck. God help us.
So Midsummer.
But after Midsummer, good news. It is everybody's favorite month. So the next 5 out of 6 episodes coming up after that are all Stephen King birthday bonanza. And the one exception to the rule is somebody's birthday movie, which will be Good Burger.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
No, not your order.
Not the burger.
Not the order.
The order.
Not a good burger.
All right. So I am going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will let Amanda send us out of here the same way that she always does, so that she can finish getting ready to go to Tucson tomorrow. But again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you to my co-host for being here. Thank you for recommending Amanda this movie. It is a fun movie to sit back and watch from time to time. I feel like I
All
need
the
to watch
time.
more.
It's my rainy day movie.
Yeah.
Not a rainy day movie.
Well done.
We broke him.
Yes, I am 100% officially mentally broken. Thanks
It
to
just
you two.
pops into your head, right?
And it only took 1 hour and 54 seconds.
Right?
You could have never survived in a prison camp.
Nope.
Well, he was also combined with us doing it yesterday too. So.
Yeah.
Yup.
Okay.
Amanda, the floor is yours.
Thank you everybody for listening and watching, and we hope you have a great week, and we hope you all come back for an evening at the movies and have a Romy and Michelle day.
Yes.
And with that said, peace and hair grease.
Yeah.
No, have a Romy and Michelle day.
Peace and hair grease.